So construction, contract construction. So up to now we have covered before this class, before the class today, we have covered up to here. Here. Last time we were here. Okay. We were here last time. So this was the 29th slide. So from 29th slide onward, I have in the model, there is a, can you see this? This is a recorded video for the contract construction. This is part 4. So because before this, I have already described this topic in 3 parts. Okay, so this is part 4. And if you will click it, I have recorded it. And here. So I have the special conditions contain any additional contract provisions applicable to the specific project. So the difference between the general conditions and the special conditions of the contract is that the general conditions are applicable to more than one project. So many of those general conditions are common in several projects, but special conditions are particular only to the specific project. So the Associated General Contractors of America, in cooperation with the American Institute of Architecture. So this is the recorded one. Okay. So what you can do is you can look at this recorded video, and then at your own time you can look at those recorded videos, and then you can cover this topic. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So what we are going to do in the class today are some questions and numerical problems. Okay. So for this, I will be using handwriting. Okay. So first of all, this is the Microsoft. Okay, so some of the numerical problems which I will be doing, that will be about the about the construction economics topic. Okay, topic number 4. Topic 4, construction economics. Construction economics. Can you see me writing?
Yes.
Okay. So the first problem is this. Let me copy and paste it over here. So can you see this written over here? A contractor borrowed $250,000.
Yes.
Okay. A contractor borrowed $250,000 from a bank at an interest rate of 6% to purchase new construction equipment. What annual payment must the contractor make if the loan is to be paid off in 10 years? So there is this some data, and then we have to solve this problem. The contractor borrowed $250,000 from the bank. So for this for these kinds of problems, it is convenient to draw a diagram which is called as the cash flow diagram. So for the cash flow diagram, I have drawn this horizontal line. Can you see it? Yes. Okay. Then it's on this horizontal line, we represent the cash flows. So first cash flow is this $250,000. The contractor borrowed $250,000. So if we are drawing this cash flow diagram from the perspective of the contractor, then that borrowed amount is an income. Okay. So for contractor that is borrowed from bank. Okay, so bank is the lender, contractor is the income, contractor is the borrower. So for this, it is an income. So for the income, what we can see is that if this line over here shows the timeline. So if it is the time now, so we can represent it with 0. So at 0 time, the contractor gets this much amount, $250,000. So $250,000. Okay, from a bank at an interest rate of 6%. So at an interest rate of 6%. So interest rate is 6%. And this borrowed amount is now. Okay, this borrowed amount is now. That means this is now. Okay, borrowed amount is now. So for the amount which is in the present time, that is now, is represented by the symbol P. Okay, in the construction economics terminologies. Okay, so P is equal to $250,000. Okay. Okay. So from a bank at an interest rate of 6% to purchase new construction equipment. So if he wants to purchase a new construction equipment, what annual payment must the contractor make? So here we have to answer about the annual payment. So what is the annual payment? That means since now the contractor has got $250,000, the contractor must return that loan in annual payments. So that annual payments, those are the payments which will be returned to the bank. So the annual payments returned to bank. So since these are the payments which are returned to the bank, these are the payments which are going away from the contractor. So these will be the cash outflows. So here. So cash outflows, these we need to find. And how many of these cash outflows we have to find? If the contractor is, if the loan is to be paid off in 10 years, okay? So in 10 years, so that means the contractor will have to pay 10 equal payments, okay? Starting from year 1, 2, 3, and it will continue till year 10. So I will not draw all those arrows over here. So these arrows will be represented by A. Okay, these arrows will be represented by A, and the last arrow will be at 10 over here. Okay, so in order now to complete the values for the formula for A, because A we need to find. Okay, so A we need to find. So these are the annual payments, and the last value is, so the last value is the how many number of years. So number of years are N. So N are the number of years, and N are the number of years. So it will be how many? 10. So 10 are the number of years, or 10 are also the number of payments. So if we want to find from here how much annual payments will be returned, so we need a formula for that. So for the formula is A is equal to P times interest rate multiplied by the 1 plus the interest rate to the power n divided by 1 plus the interest rate to the power n minus 1. So this is the formula. Okay. So this formula will be used, and we will input the values into this formula. So A will be equal to 250,000 multiplied by the interest rate. Interest rate is 6%. So 6% will be not written like 6 over here. It will be written as in its decimal form. So it will be 0.06. And it will be then 1 plus I. So 1 plus 0.06. And then its power is we will take as 10. Okay. And then in the over here 1 plus 0.06, 1 plus I, and then its power 10, and then minus 1. Remember that there is a minus 1 in this denominator. So now we will have to use the calculator to find the answer. Okay, so the calculator is, for example, is here. Can you see the calculator over here? Yeah, so you can see. So if you will calculate it, so then what will be the answer? Or I don't know. So for the calculation, I think it will be 0.06 multiplied by 1.06. Where is power? Power 10. So we get this, and then divided by 1.06 minus, sorry, not minus, 1.06 power 10 and minus 1, bracket close. So we get this 0.79084. So, and then after executing it, I get 0.1358. And then multiplied by the loan amount was $250,000. $250,000. So I get 33,966.98. So 33,000. So that means the contractor will need to return 966.989. So it will, you can put it like $989. So this much amount annually will need to be returned to repay the loan. Okay. So is it clear, the answer, the question? So do you have any question regarding this?
No.
Okay. So the same, I think, question we can do by Excel as well. Okay. So in Excel, I think over here, if you need to have the value, so we need to have the P. Okay. We have the I, the interest rate, the value of N, and then we have to find the value of A over here. So remember that what was P over here? What is the value of P in this question?
$250,000.
Yeah, $250,000. The interest rate was
6%.
6%. The value of N was
10.
10. And we have to find A. So in the terminology of Excel, P is called PV. P is called PV or PV, capital or small letter, it doesn't matter. I is called rate, and N is called N per. Okay, so we can apply this formula, and A is called PMT, right? So we can apply this formula for PMT in the Excel. PMT, so we will start this formula by the equal sign, PMT, and then we'll start the bracket. It will ask for the rate. Rate is 6%. So we don't need to put it like 0.06. So if you write it like the 6% in Excel, it will be considered. And then it will be N per. N per is here. The value of N per is here. It was 10. And then the value of PV. So PV, the value of PV was the income inside. Okay, so it is a positive value. And then we will close the bracket. And then what we will get over here is 33,000. So we get an answer of $33,966.99. So which is the same answer which we got by our manual calculations. So exactly the same answer. Remember, but here we have got these parentheses over here. The parentheses over here means that the answer is negative answer. Why? Because from the contractor's point of view, the value $25,000 which we have input, that was the income for the contractor, income, or it was the cash inflow. Okay, that means the cash going towards the contractor. But here, because this value the contractor has to return to the bank, so this is the expense actually. Okay, this is the expense actually. It's a kind of expense. This is a cash outflow. So the sign for both are different. So sign, if the income is taken as the positive sign, with the positive sign, then the cash flow will be for the negative sign. Okay, the cash flow will be the negative sign. So that's why the answer according to the Microsoft Excel is minus 33,966.99. So negative answer just means that it is a cash outflow. So on the other hand, if we take this value as negative over here, so for example here, and then the Excel will automatically calculate it as an outward as an inward cash flow. So it is up to you how you consider this problem. So on the other, for example, if you consider this problem from the perspective of the bank, then P will be put as a negative value over here, because initially the bank will give away the loan, so that will be the cash outflow for the bank, and then after every year the bank will be getting back $33,966.99. That will be the cash inflow for the bank. Okay, but in this case we have considered this problem from the perspective of the contractor, so therefore we will take these values. So anyway, I have just showed you both methods for doing this problem. Okay, so I hope it is clear. So let's do the okay. I'm just making some space for the next question. Okay, so the next question is this. Okay, so how about how to solve this question? So now we have to read this. So can you see this question written over here on the screen? Hello? Hello?
Yes, we see it.
Okay, so a company owns a fleet of trucks and operate its own maintenance shop. Okay, so they have a fleet of trucks. A certain type of truck normally used for 5 years has an initial cost of $45,000 and a salvage value of $7,500. Maintenance costs are $7,000 for the first year and increase by $2,000 each year. Assuming interest at 10%, find the equivalent annual cost of owning and maintaining the truck. Okay, so this is the question. So how you will tackle this question? So again, it will be very useful for you to draw the cash flow diagram. So the cash flow diagram is nothing but a horizontal, it starts from a horizontal line. Okay. So now what we do is that on the cash flow diagram, it is a timeline. So we will say that at time 0, what was the cash, at time 1, what was the cash. So over here we have the total period of 5 years. So maybe I can draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is the cash flow diagram which I have drawn. So, and then we need to find what are the cash flows which are happening over here. So, can you tell me if we consider these cash flow of what we are now doing is we will be looking at this for this a certain type of truck. Okay, so what is for the certain type of truck, what will be the cash flow at time 0? From the perspective of the company. Okay,
I'm sorry for interrupting you. What does mean salvage value?
Salvage value. Salvage value is the value remaining after the use of certain equipment. That means it is the value at which you possibly can sell back that equipment after using it.
Sir, okay, yes, okay, I get it.
So from the perspective of company, what is the cash flow at time 0? Yes, anyone can tell me what is the cash flow at time 0?
It would be a negative 45,000.
Yeah, negative 45. So if it is negative $45,000, so I will represent it as a downward arrow, $45,000. Okay. Okay, so and a salvage value of $7,500. So where will we place this salvage value?
At 5th year.
At 5th year. And will it be
positive?
Yeah, it will be positive because it will be the possible resale value of the cash truck. So it will be positive. So it will be pointing upward. So it will be 7,500. So negative values pointing downwards, positive values pointing upward. Okay. Maintenance costs are $7,000 for the first year. So where will we place it?
At first year.
Yeah, it will be $7,000. Okay, $7,000. And I have put it downward because it is a cost. The cost is a cash outflow. Cost is a cash outflow. Cost is a cash outflow. That is a negative value. Negative value. And then it is from the perspective of the company. Okay. So it will be a negative value. Okay. And then what will be the value at year 2?
9,000.
Yeah, it will be 9,000. At year 3, it will be, say it,
11,000.
yeah, 11,000. Okay, because now it is increasing each year. And then 13,000. And year 5, it will be 15,000. Okay, so we are not drawing this cash flow diagram in a graphical manner. Otherwise, this $45,000 will be much bigger than that. But just to show the overall pattern of that. So now what type of data we have over here is, so if, for example, we have, if I say that we can use this formula to solve this question. Okay, these two formulas we can. So for example, P is equal to F over 1 plus I power n. And there is another formula A, which I used in the previous question, was P into I into 1 plus I power n over 1 plus I power n minus 1. Okay. So we can use possibly these two formulas to solve this question. So I think what we have to find is find the equivalent annual cost of owning and maintaining the truck. Equivalent annual cost. So that means of owning and maintaining the truck. Okay, and maintaining the truck. So what does it mean by what are the owning costs over here? This is an owning cost. This is an owning cost. And this is an owning, this is not the cost, this is the owning benefit. Okay, owning benefit. So if it is an, if we are taking as the owning cost, so it is an owning negative cost. So negative cost is a benefit. So owning benefit, okay, benefit or negative cost. So therefore we will need to consider this, we will need to consider this. Okay. And these are the annual values which are not uniform. Okay, which are not, which are changing 7,000, 9,000, 11,000, 13,000 and 15,000. Okay, which are changing at a uniform rate. So these are not the annual values. So I think what we can do is there is another formula as well, okay, which can be derived from these both formulas. That formula is that formula relates A with F. So this formula relates P with F, this formula relates A with P, and the next formula relates A with F. So A with P and A with F. So that formula is F into I into 1 plus I power n minus 1. Okay, so the only difference between this formula, that is A is equal to P and A is equal to F, is that in the A is equal to P formula, there is this 1 plus I power n term, but in A is equal to F formula, there is no this term. There is no this term. So how we can use these formulas to find the values of A? Because we have to find the equivalent uniform annual cost. So for this we use a abbreviation EUAC, equivalent uniform annual cost. Okay, equivalent uniform annual cost. So equivalent uniform annual cost in fact is it is a uniform value of A, but it is for the whole but it is for the whole cash flow. Okay, so it will be the A. It will be the equivalent A for this 45,000. So in this case, we will use the A over P formula. That is this one. Okay, it will be the A for this 7,500. So we will use A over F formula, and it will be the A for each of these values. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each of A for 1 to 5 annual costs. So for this, we will use respectively the P over F, P over F formula, and then convert that P over F formula, the sum of those values. That means we will sum of those values by using the A over P formulas. Okay, so in this way, how we will tackle this problem. So that means, first of all, we will find the equivalent of $45,000. Then we will find the equivalent of this $7,500. And then we will find the present worth of each of these values. And then we will add up all those present worths. And then that present worth will be then converted into its annual equivalent. And then we will add up all those three annual equivalents to find the equivalent uniform annual cost. So in this step, this question then involves 4 steps. Okay. Do you have any question?
I have a question, Professor. So here we try to predict how much money should we have each year in order to own the truck. Yes,
How
or
much
we are
money?
trying,
yeah.
or we are trying to find the whole sum of this,
yeah. No, here we are trying to predict how much minimum we can rent out that truck, so that we can cover its costs.
Okay, I got this.
Yeah, so annually how much we can earn from the truck. So for example, in order to balance out all of these costs of owning and operating, we need to annually rent out or get some income from the bank, from the truck, to cover their costs. So annual equivalent of initial cost. Okay. So first we find the annual equivalent of initial cost. So for this, we will use the value of P, 45,000, multiplied by the interest rate. The interest rate is given as 10%. So I will return as 0.1. Now I am applying this formula into 1.1. And then for how many years? For 5 years. Divided by 1.1 power 5 minus 1. 1.1 power 5 minus 1. So we will get some answer from here. So this one I have done for this. Okay. Then the annual equivalent of salvage value. Okay, so annual equivalent of salvage value. So what will be that? So it is we will use this formula. Okay, 7,500, because the salvage value was 7,500, multiplied by 0.1 and divided by 1.1 power 5 minus 1. Remember that in this formula, there is no 1 plus I power n term over here. Okay, there is no 1 plus I power n term. Okay, so this is the annual equivalent of the salvage value. So these two values we have found, but for the third step, okay, so for this is step 1, this is step 2. For the third step, we will first find the present worth of annual costs. Okay, so what will be the present worth of the annual cost? Because the annual costs over here are not uniform. 7,000, 9,000, 11,000. These are not uniform. If they are uniform, then of course we can directly add them to these annual worths. But since they are not uniform, we have to convert them into their annual equivalent. So first we will find their present worth of annual cost. So for this, we will use this formula. P is equal to F over 1 plus I power n for each of these cash flows. So how that formula can be used? So for example, if in order to apply this formula, F is the sum which is somewhere in the future. So compared with the present time of now, 1 year is in 1 year in the future. So that will be 7,000. Okay. So the first value will be 7,000 divided by 1 plus I power n. So 1 plus I is 1.1 power 1. Because in this case it is 1. Okay, in this case it is 1 because it is first year. For the second year, it will be what value we will put? Can you tell me second year?
9.
Yeah, 9,000 divided by 1.1 power. Yeah, what 1.1 power? Because it is a second year, so it will be 1.1 power 2. So for the third year, it will be?
It will be 13. Oh no, 11 and
11,000 divided by 1.1 power 3. For the fourth year, it will be 13,000 over 1.1 power 4. For the fifth year, it will be 15,000 over 1.1 power 5. Okay, so now I'm not going to calculate it. Okay, so suppose this is the value of A1, this is the value of A2, and this is the value of A3. Okay, sorry, this will be not A3, this will be actually P, P3 or whatever. So this will be value P. Okay, so from this value of P, that is maybe I can take like P3. Okay, I can take like, so suppose the answer is P3. So the fourth step will be convert P3 into A3, that is its annual equivalent, by using which formula? This formula. Okay, right? So so that is easier. So for example, this will be that value P3 times 0.1 into 1.1 power 5, and then 1.1 power 5 minus 1. So we will get A3. So our final answer, that is equivalent uniform annual cost, will be it will be A1 minus A2 plus A3. That will be our final answer. So because why I put minus over here, because this is the salvage value. Salvage value is the negative cost, okay, annual benefit, okay. So therefore, the final answer will be A1, 8 minus A2 plus A3. So in this way, you will get the final answer. So the answer should be about 21,277 approximately. Okay, I will say approximately because there may be some round of errors. So in this way, you will solve this question. Okay, do you have any question about this?
Can you please again repeat why A1 minus A2 plus A3? So why minus A2?
Yeah, because A2 is a salvage value. It is not a cost.
Ah, I got it.
It is a benefit. Okay, that is, you can sell it and then you can get back that money. Okay. So for example, if you want to solve this question on Excel, so if I want to find, so we have P was what in this case, 45,000, okay. P was 45,000. What is I? I was 10%. And what was N? N was 5 years. So what is A1? So A1 will be equal to PMT rate is asking me for the rate 10%, is asking me for the N, which is this, and then it is asking me for this 45,000. So since it was a cost over here, so therefore I will put negative 45,000. But anyway, that is over here 11,870. So A1 is $11,870. And then what was F? F was $7,000. That is the salvage value was $7,000. I is same, 10%. N is same, 5 years. So what will be A2? So A2 is equal to PMT, okay, is equal to.
So I think there should be not 7,000, there should be 7,500 in
1,500.
yes, F value.
The 7,500. Okay, yeah, I can change it to 7,500. Yeah, the salvage value is 7,500. 7,500. Okay, so equal to PMT. So we can use the same formula, but with different input value. Okay, so here you can see that the rate is 10%, and the value of N is here. And then it is asking me what is the PV value. In this case, because since we are using the salvage value, we will not use PV value. We will use the FV value, that is the future value, the value of F. So F is represented by FV in the Excel. So it is 7,500. So since it was a positive value, so we will put it as a positive value over here. So I will close this and then I will get minus 1978.48. Okay, so minus 1978.48. Okay. And then for the annual costs, so I can do this approach. So I can say that the years are years are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for the first year, the cost was 7,000. For the second year, the cost increased by 2000 compared to the previous year. So it will be plus 2000. So it is 9000. And then using the Excel's autocomplete function, I can say that. So these are the costs. Okay. And what is their present worth? Okay. So the present worth of these costs is like this. It is equal to this future value divided by their 1 plus I power n. So, but what we can do is we can apply this PV function in Excel. PV, that we want to find the present value. So PV, what was the rate? Rate is 10%, which is constant over here. And then what is NPR? NPR is 1 year, which is given over here. And what is the PMT? So there is no PMT, it is the FV value. So we will be using the FV value. And since these are the costs, so we will put them as negative, and then I will point it over here. So it is 6,363. And then I will calculate all of this. Then I will find the sum of this. Okay, sum of this present value, sum of that is, we can call it as the P3. Okay, sum of this P3. So for this sum, I can use this sum function in Excel. So I will get this value, 40,259. So from P3, I can find A3. So what is A3? So for the A3, what we can find is over here is that we can use the PMT function. Okay, PMT rate is 10%. And then number of years are 5. You can just directly put it. And the present value was this. So it will be a cost. So I will put a negative over here, and then I will get an answer. So it is 10,620. So therefore, what will be EUAC? EUAC over here will be equal to this value and plus this value and plus this value. Okay, so it will be 20,512. $20,512.66. Okay, so that will be the answer. Actually, yeah, I think there may be some because the answer which I have took over from here is 21,277. That I have took from the solution which I have provided. I think there may be some error in those solutions. So maybe I think the correct answer should be the one which I have just calculated from Excel. So if you can just verify this also by your hand calculations. So I think the answer should be the same, the one which we have got, 20,512.66. So 20,512.66. It will be A1 minus A2 plus A3. Remember that because in Excel, I already took the value of negative over here. So therefore, I did not do A1 minus A2 plus A3 over here. Here I took like A1 plus A2 plus A3 because this is already a negative value over here. Okay, so this, yes.
I think the annual equivalent of salvage a little bit varies because my hand calculations showed a little bit another result. So it was less than this number.
It was less than this number?
Yes, yes.
This one?
Yes, maybe.
Oh, okay. So how, let me check it. So 7,500 multiplied by 0.1 divided by 1.1 divided by 1.1 power 5 minus 1. It should be 1228. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's why maybe, yeah, okay. So I think you got this answer, right?
Yes, exactly this answer.
Okay, let me check it. Maybe I made some mistake. PMT, I can try, it is the PMT. Rate is 10%. Number of years are 5. Future value is this. And then now I got one. Maybe earlier I made some mistake. I don't know what was the mistake earlier. Let me see. D7, D7, D8, and D6. Oh, I took D6 as its present value. So I just forgot to put one comma. So for example, if I just put one comma, and then now D6 will refer to the future value. And now I will get this answer. So now it is 21,262. So earlier I said that 21,277. So that is correct answer. Yeah, 21. So I will correct it. So it is the answer which I have said, which had some round off error. So it will be 21,277, or the one from. So this is this answer is with round off errors. Okay, round of errors. Is the error the difference is due to some round of errors, but the answer from the Excel is more accurate. The answer from the Excel is 21,262.62.
Professor, we can try to give these tracks to someone to like into rent in order to earn money, and the minimum value should be equal to this 21,000. Yes.
Yes. So by this for 5-year period, so what we can do is, so for example, the rent, if just as an additional, okay, additional consideration in this question. So for example, if we want to rent out, if we want to rent out this truck, okay? So then we will need to estimate that how many hours we can rent out in 1 year. So suppose we assume we can rent out for 1,000, assume 1,000 hours per year it will be used for rent, okay? So in that situation, the minimum rent for the truck should be 21,266 divided by 1,000. So it will be like $21.27 per hour. Okay. So that means you can rent this truck out for a minimum of $21.27 per hour just to cover your costs of owning and maintaining. So of course, but if you want to earn some profit or income from that truck, maybe you can rent out to say like $25 per hour or maybe even more. Okay, so this is how it means. All right, you got my point?
Yes.
Is it clear? Okay, then okay, so then another question is, So a contractor has purchased 5 elevating scrapers for $650,000 each and plans to use them for about 12,500 hours of operations. He expects to be able to sell the used scrapers for 10% of the purchase price after 12,500 hours of use. So tires cost about $20,000 per set to replace, estimated to occur after 2,500 hours of use. What is the estimated ownership cost of each scraper in dollar per hour if it is annual usage is estimated to be 1,250 hours per year. So in this case, what we have over here is that the cost, so they have the 5 elevating scrapers, okay? 5 elevating scrapers, each is cost $6,500. So initially we have this P of $650,000 and plans to use them for about 12,500 hours of operation. So total usage is 12,500 hours. But this is for the whole period, okay? Annual usage is annual usage is 1,250 hours per year. So that means number of years used are because total usage is 12,500. So these 12,500 hours will be accumulated over a period of how many years? 10 years. Okay, so 10 years we will use each equipment. So this means that this is the value of N, okay, now here. He expects to be able to sell these scrapers used for scrapers for 10% for the to sell these scrapers for 10% for this purchase price, 10% of the purchase price after 12,500 hours of use. So that means the salvage value will be 10% of the purchase price, which will be $650,000. So it will be $65,000. Okay. The tires cost about $20,000 per set to replace. So tires cost is $20,000 per set. So these are some kind of intermediate costs estimated to occur after 2,500 hours of use. So 2,000, so that means after every 2 years, right? So now if we draw this cash flow diagram over here. So initially you purchased for $650,000 and your planning horizon is for 10 years, right? And after 10 years, you can sell it out for $65,000, okay? And after every 2 years, so for example, the tires are tires need to change after 2,500 hours of operation. So it means that on average, after every how many years? Because 2,500 divided by 1,250, that is 2 years. Okay. So after every 2 years, there will be a cost of $20,000. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that is 6, 4, 5, and 6, and then there will be 7. Then there will be a cost after 8. So it will be yeah here. So it will be 20,000. Okay. So there will be you will not replace the tire after 10 in the last period, because of course first there was this new truck, you change the tire, and then You change the tire at the 4th year, then 6th year, and the 8th year, because after the 10th year, you will not change the tire because you are actually anyway, you are retiring the truck. Okay. So the tire change will happen only 4 times, 2,000, 2,000, 20,000, 20,000, and 20,000. Okay. To replace. So what is the estimated ownership cost of each scraper in dollar per hour? If its annual usage is estimated to be $1,250. Actually, in this question, the interest rate is not given. Okay. So interest rate, this 10% is actually the 10% of the for the purchase price. So interest rate is not given, but we can assume that 10%. Okay. This is, for this question, you can assume the interest rate is 10%. So, so in this case, what you have to do is, you have to find is what is the estimated ownership cost of each scraper. So basically what you have to do is you have to find the equivalent uniform annual cost, just like the previous question. And then divide that equivalent uniform annual cost with the EUAC with this annual usage, which is 1,250, and that will be your answer. Okay, that will be your answer. So you can do this question exactly by the same approach. So here in this case, it's you will convert it into its annual equivalent, $650,000 by the A over P formula. Okay, you will convert it into an annual equivalent by the A over F formula. You will convert each one of these values to their present equivalents by the P over F formulas. So 20,000 over 1 plus I power 2, 20,000 plus over 1 plus I power 4. So like this, 20,000 into 1 over 1.1 square plus 1 over 1.14 plus 1.16 plus 1.18, and then that will be your present worth. And then from this present worth, you will convert P to A by the A over P formula, right? And then just like we did in the previous question, so you will add up all these. So this, if this is A1, this is A2, and then from here, if you get A3, this is the same formula is A1 minus A2 plus A3. That will be your EUAC. Is it clear, this question? Hello? Yes.
Can you like clarify why here when we are trying to calculate like the tire changing, like present value of tire changing, we are adding these values? I think the present value of for money which will be need to tire changing should be like less.
Of course, yes, of course, less. So it will be 20. It will be 20,000 divided by this. Yeah, 20,000 multiplied by. So 20,000, 20,000, 20,000.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So it's the same like before. Just I wrote the formula in just slightly different form. Okay,
Each
so
year we'll have like $20,000 we will need in order to change like tires, and it will be like same each year, yes? Like
same each year. Yeah, we are not assuming any increase in the cost of tires each year itself.
Okay.
Okay, so you will get the answer in that way. So Okay, the next question is, this one. Okay. So a contractor has purchased a small backhoe for $120,000, and he plans to use in excavating ditches for utilities construction. He plans to use the backhoe for 8 years and sell the used machine for $40,000. He must replace the tires on the backhoe after each 3,000 hours for use at a cost of $15,000. So annual operating and labor costs are estimated to be $20,000 per year. So the contractor estimates that the backhoe will be used for 1,000 hours per year. The minimum attractive rate of return is 12%. So what is the hourly owning and operating costs? So this is similar to the previous questions. Only thing is that there is now additional annual operating annual cost. So for example, a contractor has purchased a small backhoe. So again, I think your question, because if you will read this question in such a long statement, it will not be very clear for you to understand it. But once if you will draw the cash flow diagrams, then it will become very clear, okay? So a contractor has purchased a small backhoe for $120,000. So purchased a small backhoe for $120,000. So you will put $120,000 over here. And that he plans to use in excavating ditches for utility construction. He plans to use the backhoe for 8 years. So 8 years that he may use it. So if it is 4 over here, then it is 6 over here, then it is 2 over here. So it will be 1, 3. Yeah, so you can equally 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, and 8. So he wants to use it for 6. So for each of the 8 years, we can do it. And sell the used machine for $40,000. So of course, he will sell it at the end of the $30,000. Okay. And he must replace the tires on the backhoe after each 3,000 hours of use at a cost of $15,000. So 3,000 hours of use. And then it has been said that the machine will be used for 1,000 hours. So this means that the tire changes after every 3,000 divided by 1,000, that is 3 years. So tire change after every 3 years. So here and here. Okay, so therefore there will be only two tire changes, right? So, and then tire change costs at the cost of 15,000. Okay, 15,000. The annual operating and labor costs are estimated to be 20,000 per year. So these are the annual costs. So 20,000, 20,000, and additional 20,000, 20,000, 20,000, 20,000, 20,000, and 20,000. So these will be the 8 values of 20,000. Okay. Okay, 20,000, 8 values. Okay. So these are just uniform annual values. So if we take the equivalent of A as A1, equivalent of A, and you can take like A2, and the equivalent of this 15,000 amounts, you can calculate it's like A3, like the previous methods, and then this annual values will be then A4. So the equivalent uniform annual cost, in this case, it will be A1 minus A2 plus A3 plus A4. So A4 will be 20,000. A4 will be 20,000. Okay. A4 will be 20,000. So there is no need to calculate any A4. A4, it is not equal to 20,000 times 8. Okay. Do not make this mistake that you are taking A4 as 20,000 times, because A4 is the annual value. We need to consider the annual value. So A4 will be 20,000. So if you will do this question like in the previous case and just add A4, then you will get the answer. So the interest rate in this case is given as 12%. Interest rate is given as 12%. Okay, so these were some questions. Do you have any? These are some of the numerical questions. Do you have any anything which is not clear? Please ask. Hello. Okay, so the reason I have done these questions, although I have provided some the solutions over here, but from the solutions it may be difficult. I don't know. It may be difficult for you to understand. So that's why I have did it in the class over here. And of course, your assignment number 2 is going to be related with these type of questions. And of course, there are some others like depreciation, which I have not covered, but I think I have covered it in the during the lecture class as well. So it should be okay. Those depreciation, but these time value of money questions, these formula questions were not covered very deeply. So therefore, I have also covered it today. So with that, I think this, and then you can see this recorded video, okay, for the current lecture, and then we will start the next topic on Thursday. Okay, so your assignment number 2 will be related with those numerical questions which I have solved today, and also it will be related to your to this. You remember that I have shared with you the practice problems. Okay, so it will be related with that. All right, so that's all for today. So